Good morning, Steve Reed with the morning grain comments. Have kind of a mixed trade overnight with nearby soybeans higher. The nearby corn is firm relative to the D's, and wheat futures are sharply lower. When you look at the fundamentals, first of all, there's talk that we may be heading into a recession. The retailers, Walmart and Target earnings reports were much lower than expected. The CEOs were surprised by the drop in revenue and the increase in expenses. That may offer some resistance to the stock market. Right now we've got the dollar higher, crude's higher, testing the 114 area, but gold, silver, copper, coffee, cocoa, sugar, and cotton are all lower. And I think that's because of the recession concerns. In the nearby beans, I think that the market is looking at, starting August 1st, record demand for U.S. crush and exports. Over the corn market, we're also looking for increase in export demand. We'll look at the ethanol numbers today. Gasoline prices here in the U.S. are record high, and Goldman Sachs suggested that at some time in 2022, the average price of gas in the country could be as high as $6 a gallon. We'll see if that slows any of the travel that normally picks up this time of year when people go on vacations. So the corn market, I think, is looking for higher export demand, and some people think that maybe starting late September or October, we could test the record amount of grain we ship out on a weekly basis at 160 million bushels. That would include 80 million bushels of corn and 40 million bushels of soybeans. The rest is other commodities. We do note that overnight, the first leg of the Kansas annual wheat tour found a yield lower than last year. And when we look at the numbers, they had Colorado 40 million bushels versus 69 last year, Nebraska 37 versus 41, Oklahoma 60 versus 115, Texas 41 versus 74. And in May, the USDA estimated the Kansas crop at 271 versus 364 last year. Those totals of those 5 states is around 450 million bushels versus last year's 663. So I don't think we've seen the lows in the wheat market, despite the fact that we're sharply lower on recession concerns. There's also talk that China may increase COVID lockdowns in Beijing, and that also raises concern about not only their economy, but their commodity import demand. So I think bottom line, we'll be watching the weather. Still too wet across the northern plains. Parts of the Midwest will also get some rain, especially in the east, slowing planting there. The Southwest plains is dry. Most of Southern Europe is dry. The Black Sea is dry. Argentina and Brazil are also dry. And so we'll see how all this weather plays in to the price discovery. As always, these are my thoughts and not those of ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day. And remember, always treat people like you yourself would like to be treated.